This is Algebra lesson 4.2, writing equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, so here's the deal. Sometimes they will ask you to give me the equation if you know the slope of the line and you know 1 point on the line. That's it. See, yesterday what was given to you is they'll give you the y-intercept, right? And they'll say the y-intercept is 5 and the slope is 3. Can you write that for me in slope-intercept form right now? What would it be? Y equals 3x plus 5. Simple, right? You can do that if I've given you the slope and I've given you the y-intercept. Today, all they're going to give you, well, to start, they're going to give you the slope. So m equals, we'll say this, m is 3. What does m mean again? Slope. M is 3. And they also tell you that the line goes through 2, 1. 2, 1. Now, here's the deal. You have to understand this. This is important to understand this. That line is the line. I don't care where you're at on the line. If you know the slope, if I know the slope and I know 1 point on the line, it's the same line. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what. If say the line's right here, goes forever. If I know that it's this point, or if I know that it's this point, or if I know this point, it's all what? It's the same line, right? The line goes forever in both directions. It's still the same line. So I can choose to do I can use slope-intercept form as long as I have any point on the line because it's the same line. No matter what happens, my line's going to look like y equals mx plus b. Agreed? And so then if I plug in, if I know my y-intercept, which is not my y-intercept, if I know the slope, then I know it's going to be y equals what? 3x plus b. Agreed? That much we know. 3x plus b. We know that. And we also know one other point. We know 1 point, and that's 2, 1. So I'm going to plug in what I know to be true, the x and the y, and what will that tell us? What will we then be solving for? If I plug in the x and y, if I plug in a number here and I plug in a number here, what am I now going to be solving for? B, which is the y-intercept. So just like yesterday, if I gave you the y-intercept and I gave you the slope, could you write for me the equation in slope-intercept form? Yes. Today, I'm not giving you the y-intercept. Today, you have to figure out what the y-intercept is using slope-intercept form. And then, once you know the y-intercept and you know the slope, you can figure out and write down for me the slope-intercept form. Okay? So for right now, let's do this. We have this. Let's plug in x and y. X and y as in, here's our point, right? That's a point on the line, 2, 1. So let's plug it in. 1 equals 3 times what? 2 plus b. 1 equals 6 plus b minus 6 minus 6. b equals negative 5. Does that make sense? So then now that you know that it's b equals negative 5, can you write for me the equation in slope-intercept form? What is it? What is it? Y equals 3x minus 5. That is our line. Okay? That's our line. Listen, this was our line too, right? This was our line. It's all our line. This is the actual equation in slope-intercept form for our line. Let's try another one. Let me give you one here. What about this? Here's our point, negative 2, 5, and the slope, m equals 3. And I want you to give me this equation in slope-intercept form. That's what I want you to do. Oh, you're watching. Here we go. Watch the steps regardless. Even if you think you know it, watch it anyway. Right? Watching the steps. Here's the thing. We know the slope. They've given that to us. We know 1 point on the line. So you understand that no matter what happens here, if I absolutely had to, what could I do here? If I forgot how to do this, what could I do to graph this is to graph it, right? So I could do this, right? So, okay. And I know that it goes through point -2, 5. It goes through right here, right? And I know that the slope is 3. Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. I know that that's my line. So listen, that is the line, right? That's the line. Technically, could you write slope-intercept form looking at this graph? Could you do that? What point? What's the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept? What? 11. The y-intercept, where it crosses the y, is at 11. So it would be y equals, what's the slope again? 3x plus 11. We did that by graphing just now, right? But let's not do it by graphing. First of all, how many of you got that? Okay, you didn't use graphing, right? You didn't. You did it the other way. Let's try it the other way. Let's plug it into the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx. What do I put for m? 3x plus b. I now need to plug in x and y. So I'm going to go 5 equals 3 times -2 plus b. 5 equals -6 plus b plus 6 plus 6, 11 equals b. That's the y-intercept is b. Y equals 3x plus 11. Right? Okay, try one more. Try one more. Do for -7. And the slope is -1. If you need to, you could graph that, but you don't. Did you guys get it? Is there anybody still working on it? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, I left that going the whole time. That was lame. Okay, so here we go. Could you graph this if you needed to? I mean, listen, could you put this on the graph? You know the slope is -1, and you know one of the points, so you could graph it up there, and you could do it. Okay, let's not. Let's go y equals mx plus b. Plug in what we know. What do we know at this very moment? We know the slope. Y equals -x plus b, right? We also know 1 point on our graph. Plug it in. Y, -7 equals -4 plus b. Plus 4 plus 4. B equals -3. There it is. If b is -3, I now know my slope, and I know the y-intercept. Y equals -x minus 3. How many of you have y equals -x minus 3? Does it make sense? You're getting that stuff? You should. Don't do that. Don't put a 1. Okay. The last thing that we teach today is something that is one baby step more than that. And it's something that you can already do because we just took a test on it. And that is, what if they don't give you the slope? In order for them not to give you the slope, that means they have to do what? What do they have to give you then? They have to give you what? Another point. They have to give you some other point, right? As long as you have how many points? Can you tell a slope?
2.
As long as you have two points, you can have a slope. Well, what if they give you this? 3, 1, and 2, 4. In order for you to give me this in slope-intercept form, you need two pieces of information. What two pieces of information do you need to give me slope-intercept form? Slope and y-intercept. You just have to find the slope here, right? So find me the slope. Then, once you know the slope, which point should you plug in? Any, either, right? It's the same line with the same slope. It doesn't matter what point you choose. Find the slope, plug in either of those 2 points. It'll give you the answer. Do it. The only added step to this was that I didn't give you the slope. You have to find the slope. Figure it out. How do you figure out the slope? Use the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Got to know how to do this. Remember when I said that things start to build? This is the last chapter. We now need this. M equals, what's y2? 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 3. 4 minus 1, 3 over negative 1, which is negative 3. So the slope, now, we know the slope is negative 3. Now it's the same problem that it was just 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? Which of these points should I choose? Which one? It doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. It's any point. But okay, I want to do them both. I want to show you that they're the same regardless. Okay, I'm going to do both points to show you that they're the same. Y equals negative 3x plus b. Plug in the first one. 1 equals negative 3 times 3 plus b is 1 equals negative 9 plus b plus 9 plus 9, 10 equals b. So then it would be y equals negative 3 plus 10. Agreed? 3x plus 10, right. Let's plug it in. Let's use the second one now. It doesn't look like, how is that possible? It can be the same thing when they're two different numbers. Well, let's look. Y equals negative 3x plus b. 4 equals negative 3 times 2 plus b. 4 equals negative 6 plus b plus 6 plus 6. Oh, 10 equals b. It doesn't matter. It's still 10. Does that make sense? Remember, it's the same line with the same slope. It's the same line. So it doesn't matter what point. You choose any point. Okay? So there it is. How many of you got y equals negative 3x plus 10? Good. I'll give you one more, I guess. Let me try this one last one. Then if you get this, I'll let you guys get started. Negative 1, 12, and 4, negative 8. And I want you to give me, here's the instructions. It would say, write this linear equation in slope-intercept form. That's what the instruction would be. So, the instructions say to write this in slope-intercept form. What do I need, Dizzy, to write any equation in slope-intercept form? And the what? No. To write in slope-intercept form, I need the slope and the y-intercept. I have to have that. That's the m and that's the b. What have they given us here? Have they given us either the slope or the y-intercept? They have not. They've given us 2 points. We can find the slope easily with the 2 points, right? Then after that, I have to plug that into slope-intercept form to find the y-intercept, okay? So here we go. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is negative 8 minus 12 over 4 minus negative 1. Does that make sense? What do I have to deal with here? Those two negatives make one big fat plus, so okay, that's fine. So I have negative 20 over 5. What is that slope? Negative 4. So the slope is negative 4. M equals negative 4. I can erase all this stuff now, people. I don't need it. I did all that just to find the slope. Now that I have the slope, what do I need? What do I do? Right, y equals mx plus b. Y equals negative 4x plus b. Plug it in using what numbers? Which set of numbers? Doesn't matter. I don't care. Let's do so let's go like this. Let's go 12 equals negative 4 times negative 1 plus b. That would be 12 equals negative, that would be a 4 plus b minus 4, b equals 8. That means that it crosses at 8. Do I now have the two things I need? I have the slope, I have the y-intercept. Y equals negative 4x plus 8. How many of you got y equals negative 4x plus 8? Does it make sense? Is there any part of this that doesn't make sense? What did you do wrong? Negatives? You dropped them. I hate that. Make sense? All right, you guys are ready for this then. Your homework is going to be well, does it say the graphing of it? Right, nope, there's no graphing here at all. No graphing. So you're doing page 227, 1 through 8 all, and 10 through 21 even. Okay?